Hey guys, what's up? Craig here from the Pro Audio Help Desk, and welcome back to episode number 6 of Your Questions Answered, where I answer 3 of your most asked questions. So let's get into them. Question number 1. Should I use vocal tuning, or is that cheating the artist? Now, I completely understand where you're coming from with this question, and I felt exactly the same way when I first started, that maybe you're taking something away from the vocalist performance through tuning. However, I no longer feel this way, and actually find myself tuning almost every single vocal that I work on now, and there's a couple of reasons for this. And the first point is that just everyone else was tuning their vocals. I thought my philosophy was correct by leaving them natural, but instead all that happened was just everyone else was putting out records that just sounded a bit better than mine. And the second point is I found myself pretty much editing every other instrument in my sessions anyway, from time aligning drums, editing guitars and percussion, and all other instruments. So I thought to myself, why wouldn't I do this to my vocals as well? And the third reason I started using it is that I actually learned how to use the software. When I first started, I was really heavy-handed and just used all the automated features, which never really sounded very natural to me. It wasn't until I actually took the time to learn how to use the software and use it sparingly and manually that I actually started to get some really good results out of it. So to answer your question, no, I don't think it's cheating. Especially if you're trying to get a commercial sounding record, everything is so polished these days that if you're not tuning your vocals, you're going to stand out. Question 2. There's a new person who's just started up in my area doing the same thing as me. Should I be worried? So the simple answer to this is no, you shouldn't be worried. And there's a few reasons for this. However, the first thing I will say is to focus on yourself rather than your competition. If you're constantly focusing on your competition rather than yourself, you'll often find yourself trying to undercut them, and then you just end up in a race to the bottom. So instead, what I ask you to do is to not think of them as competition, but rather as potential business partners. Try reaching out to them and talk to them about ways that you might be able to help each other out. It could be, for example, if you're both studios, that they actually specialise in hip-hop and rap, whereas you specialise in rock and metal productions. So instead of constantly fighting against each other, you can actually start referring clients to each other and help promote both your businesses at the same time. The other negative that comes with this kind of competition is that you actually spend all of your time focusing on their business rather than your own. Whilst you're out there spying on them, looking at them and trying to find out what they're doing, they're spending all of their time improving their business by getting clients in, getting better at their craft, and just genuinely growing as a business, whilst you're not. So instead, keep improving, keep making friends, and focus on your own business rather than theirs. Question 3. I'm struggling to find other musicians and industry professionals to connect with. What are the right ways to go about this? Firstly, I do have a designated Facebook group solely dedicated to this exact thing. It's called the Pro Audio Help Desk Switchboard, so certainly check that out. The link is in the description below. Following on from this, social media groups can just be great in general. There's lots of Facebook groups or other forums where people all join together to discuss and help each other out, so certainly give those a look. Although social media is great, there is nothing better than an in real life support system. So this is the next place I would go. The chances are you already know some people in the industry or who are doing the same thing. Reach out to them and ask if they're actually part of any already. If not, ask if they'd like to join one. It doesn't have to be anything formal, it can literally just be head down to the pub or the local coffee shop, have a drink and just discuss all things business and audio. Now, if you're naturally quite a chatty person, you can go to gigs and other events and just get talking to people. This is a great way to grow your networking list, and you never know who you might meet. And to round off today's video, this week's top tip is to go outside. As musicians and engineers, we get so caught up in our little music caves that we actually forget what the outside world looks like and all the beautiful sights out there. Now, if you do need a little reminder of all the things you're missing out of in the big wide world, please do head over to my friend James's channel, Bad Hair Adventures, where he will show you just a glimpse of all the things you may be missing out on. And that is it for this week, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, please do drop your questions in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out the link in the description below, and I will see you next time.